Hello and welcome to episode 4 of Two Guys, Zero Planners. Joining me once again this wonderful morning is Urban Hafner.
Good morning.
That it is. Recording one day late due to me not remembering how calendars work.
That's fine. I'll just go to bed after again.
That's right. It's already Saturday for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Lucky. Well, before we dive in, wanted to go ahead and thank our sponsors over at Pen Chalet for partnering up with us again and providing some amazing deals for our listeners. Head on over to penchalet.com, click on the radio podcast link at the top of the page, and use the code 2GUYS for some great deals and site-wide savings. Ron is continuing the Diplomat Esteem deal that he's got going on along with the 4 select Robert Oster inks, but a couple new things. They just came out with a 62 GSM Tomoe River Paper notebook, 160 pages, and it comes in both dot grid and blank. So head on over to Pen Chalet, pick it up. It's only $17, but with 2 guys on the radio podcast link, you can save an additional 10%. You can also get fast and free shipping on orders over $50 in the US and participate in their Ink Rewards program. Also, keep an eye out because right now they're getting ready for their amazing Fountain Pen Day giveaway. So go check that out, and thank you to Pen Chalet for being an amazing sponsor of 2 Guys, Zero Planners and all of Floor 3 Media. So, Urban, you got some new pens in, huh?
Yeah. Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 new pens.
It's only been 2 weeks, man.
Yeah, I mean, they seem to come in at the same time, all those Chinese pens.
You now officially have more pens than rabbits have offspring.
Yeah, I don't. I'm trying to cut down on that and reduce how many I'm buying, and now I'm trying to figure out how I can make myself to actually use them. Because of course, when you buy so many pens, then you have them lying around, and you either don't use them or you use them once or something, which is also kind of stupid.
Yeah, I just cleaned out the pen closet this last week, so I know exactly how you feel. Actually, I also ordered my first Chinese pen.
Oh, you did? What did you get?
Phil convinced me to go ahead and go with the Pen BBS 267, the one with the snowflake nib.
Ah, yeah. I have one of those. Well, not the exact same model, but a 267, yeah. They're cool.
He really twisted my arm. I think his words were, if you buy that pen, just review it, and then I'll buy it off of you. I couldn't say no to that. So it's a first. We'll see how I like it. He may get to buy it off of me. He may not. Who knows?
The fun thing is they have number 6 nibs, so you can basically put in anything you want there.
So if I like the body, I can just toss out the nib for one of my other number 6s?
Yeah.
Nice. So which... well, I mean, you picked up 10 of them. What was the haul this time?
Okay, so I mean the most interesting, or well, I think the nicest one is the Quaker Student. They came out with this new colorway. So this they call it 70s Soul. So cream body and orange cap and gold hardware. That's a nice pen. This pen is probably, I don't know, costs almost as much as all the rest of them together. In a way. And the second one that's fun is the Duke Confucius. So this is this has a Fude nib. So these are the nibs that are bent upwards. But this is not just any Fude nib, but this is a 3-tined Fude nib. So I'm really looking forward to trying that.
Wait, so it's like a music Fude nib?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Okay. Let me click on that picture.
And it has an overfeed and everything. I mean, the pen itself is really, well, I don't know, design-wise, it's really questionable. The picture of a Confucius on the cap, and I don't know, and I don't know why they would then use those, I don't know how they're called in English, this Greek pattern on the pen. I don't know, this is really weird combination, but...
Go with the German word for it.
I don't even know what the German word is.
Fair enough. Yeah, these two pens are, well, all the pens are definitely going to be in the show notes. You really need to check this out. Now, did you only get the one view of that nib, or did you do an overhead view as well?
No, just that one.
Man, let me know how that one writes. That looks pretty cool. How much did it cost you?
Well, for a Chinese pen, I think that was expensive, around $20 or something.
So still very affordable.
Yeah. Yeah, and the others. So I mean, there are so many pens, and then I thought, now what do I do with all of them? I can't just go ahead and ink up another 10 pens.
Well, you could.
I could,
but the ink might run dry.
Yeah, there's that, and then it's Chinese pens, so you never know if they're all really fine, or if you need to fix something. So you don't want to use a new pen and a new ink at the same time. So I would ink them all up with the same ink, basically, and then you have 10 pens with the same ink, which is also
boring.
a bit boring. And so I'm trying to go the other route and say, hey, only 3 pens at a time, and then they're empty faster, and then I can ink the new pens up one by one. So I have 10 new pens and haven't inked any of them.
I'm pretty sure that'll change soon.
Yeah.
Man, I keep coming back to this Kaweco. I really like that color.
Yeah, it's really pretty.
How's the grip section feel?
Well, like I said, I haven't written with it yet.
Right, but you could have at least held it. I mean, you took a picture of it, so you probably held it for more than 3 seconds.
Yeah, I'm holding it now. I like the balance because the grip section is fairly heavy. I assume it's not aluminum, maybe it's brass or something. And I think, yeah, I mean, it has this concave shape. I think this will be nice. And I mean, the nib is also really small, so I think this all works fine together.
Now, when you say nib is really small, are we talking like just standard number 5 Kaweco, or are we talking like just a fine point?
Yeah, this standard Kaweco size.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I think there's one Kaweco pen that has a bigger nib or something.
Trying to remember which one that is. I know you're right.
The Supra. So that's like the Lilliput, but in bigger. I think that has a number 6 nib.
Man, now I want to actually get a Supra. Thank you. So you're going to have to let me know how both of those 2 pens write.
Yeah. They're sort of on the opposite ends, right? The Duke with the huge Fude nib, and the Kaweco I got with an EF nib. Let's see how that writes.
Now, is this also the first time you've gotten the Yvgenii 51As?
Yeah, but I mean, they are in the category of Parker 51 copies, so they're all...
I was assuming that with the 51A in the name.
Yeah, they're all pretty similar between this 51A, the Kako Retro, and I don't know, various Wingsung pens. They're all, yeah, and like the Hero 565 is also something like that, just a bit bigger again. Yeah, there's like, I don't know why there are so many. I mean, I understand that.
I mean, there's paying homage to a good pen, and then there's just everyone beating a dead horse.
Yeah, I mean, you can get them. I don't know, from $2 to, I don't know. I think there's also a Hero that costs like 30, 40 or something with the gold nib and stuff.
Oh wow, that's pretty spendy.
For a Chinese pen, it is. That's true, yeah.
I mean, keeping it in perspective here, for a Chinese pen, yeah, that's a little on the spendy side. And man, I'm just sitting here going through the notes again. I looked at them once today, and it's like,
Yeah, this is only 2 weeks, right? I'm surprised as well. Yeah.
So, okay, you picked up the Neon Lime and the Peacock Flare. How do those look? Have you swabbed them yet?
Yeah, I've swapped them. So Neon Lime is, it is a bright green, like, so I don't know if you know Diamine Meadow or the Ackerman Subgrün. I would put it into that category, and with silver glitter. Peacock Flare, that's more like tealish color, I would say. Maybe not quite as dark as Emerald of Chivor, and also no sheen, but sort of goes into the same direction, I would say.
Okay. So more of a flat ink, just with shimmer.
Yeah, I'll have to try them. Maybe they would be. I hope they would be a good match to the Duke, for
I was about
example.
to say if that nib on that Duke is any good, man, those inks are gonna really shine.
Yeah.
In that pen.
Yeah, and then we'll see. I mean, it has shimmer, so it's fine if the ink itself isn't. It doesn't sheen crazy and all that, I think.
Going to be interesting, especially I keep going back to that nib. Every time I look at that nib, I'm like, I want that pen now. I don't know why. Just a Fude music nib just looks so interesting.
Yeah, I mean, Fude nibs in general are really fun.
I don't know. I mean, do you have to write at a shallow writing angle to get those to work right?
I mean, that's the whole point of the Fude nib, right? You vary the angle and then it gets thinner or thicker. They are sort of supposed to simulate using a brush, basically. And yeah, I mean, I use it at a higher angle actually when I write, because otherwise it's really huge. But sure, yeah, I mean, at a low angle, you can basically color in your whole page really quickly if you want to.
So speaking of ink, this week I'm actually going to be doing a Colorverse video.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I decided to go ahead and do Gravity Wave. Phil once again twisted my arm into it.
Which one is that?
Gravity Wave is kind of the bluish, almost bluish teal, bluish turquoise.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But it's the really deep blue. He wanted me to do that. I've got a pretty limited supply of Colorverse at the moment because I kind of gave quite a bit of it away. And actually, that kind of leads me to my point. I hit 100 subscribers on YouTube, so
congratulations.
We're going to be giving away a color set of Colorverse ink.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so whoever wins the giveaway gets to pick their own box of Colorverse. They get the big bottle and the little bottle.
Oh, wow, they even get to pick. That's cool.
They get to pick from the 4 seasons that are currently out. They do not get to pick the Voyager set. That's the only kicker.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, all you have to do is like and comment on the video and you get to walk away with a, $36 ink set?
Mm-hmm. That's nice.
So it's going to be interesting. I'm just surprised I actually hit that many subscribers in like 2.5 months.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's good.
And I finally said goodbye to the Opus 88.
Yeah, I was wondering how. I mean, I watched the video and it didn't look really comfortable for you.
No, I mean, the only pocket pen I really like is the Kaweco Sport. And I don't know what it is about that pen. Maybe it's just the fact that it's a smaller diameter pen, but it fits in my hand so much better than the Opus does. And the Kaweco actually has a real section to it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, on that Opus, I felt like I was holding the pen on the nib.
Yeah, it looked like you were very close. That's true.
Yeah, and that's what it came down to. I had that pen inked up pretty much solid for a good 2.5 months, but I only wrote with it 4 times.
Yeah, at least you can sell your pens, right? So me with my Chinese pens, I just give them away because it doesn't make sense.
Well, but then by the same token, you're paying it forward and helping someone else feel a fountain pen addiction.
That is true.
So I don't know what's more evil, not being able to sell a pen or helping someone spiral down a rabbit hole that they're never going to recover from. I mean, between the two of us, Urban, you are the most evil person in this chat room right now.
Am I? Yeah. I mean, I only managed to sort of infect 2 co-workers up to this point, so I'm not sure I'm doing a good job.
See, you're even using the word infect. You've already accepted the fact that you are patient 0.
Yeah.
So how's that notebook of yours going?
Yeah, so I was bashing the Leuchtturm paper last time. Mm-hmm. And I said I was going to use mostly pencil in it because it wasn't that good. Turns out that is actually not true, and I've been using only fountain pens since last time.
Okay.
And yeah, so that's pretty nice. I like that big form factor, so it's bigger. So well, this is B5, so it's somewhere between A5 and A4, which is a nice size for journaling. And yeah, it's going well. I just wanted to make sure that I correct that and say the paper isn't as bad.
Well, okay, what inks have you been using on it though?
That is true. Yeah, so I'm like I said, only 3 pens. So I have this Platinum Plaisir with the black ink that came with it. That is actually, I was positively surprised. It's fairly dark, and I think that ink feathers on basically no paper at all. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a pretty good ink for a stock ink.
Yeah, and then of course I'm still trying to finish my bottle of Diamine Meadow this year, although it's not looking good. So I have a pen inked with that. But yeah, that's also fairly fine nib. And then I actually have inked one of those 10 pens that we are listing here. So it's the Pen BBS 322. So this is basically the Pen BBS copy of the Pilot 78G. And that's inked with Diamine Autumn Oak. It's also fairly fine nib. So I guess with fine nibs, that paper works fine.
Man, okay, now that I'm looking at this 332, I like the look of that.
I mean, this is one of the... I mean, I believe this is the second most copied pen after the 51. You can get them for, I don't know, under $1 or $1 or $2 or something. And then you have more expensive versions like that, like the Pen BBS one.
See, now I know why you wanted to start this podcast. You just wanted to enable me and get me to start buying Chinese pens.
I don't know. I mean, I have 4 pens lying around here that may or may not go out with the next letter to you.
May or may not. Wow. Okay. Note to self: make more room in pen case. Okay. So, what inks do you think? I mean, aside from Sharpie and pencil, and potentially Rollerball, what other inks should I try on this Tomoe paper to see whether or not Pen Chalet sourced some good paper?
Well, I don't know. Do you have Bay State Blue?
I don't have Bay State Blue. I'm trying to think of another ink that's just as destructive. I've got Noodler's Rome Burning.
Yeah, I know. So, yeah, even though, I mean, I found Bay State Blue to be not as bad as some people. Maybe there's variation in between batches or something. But
it is Nathan. There's most likely variations.
So, I mean, I've used that ink on Leuchtturm and it didn't feather for some reason. I don't know why. But then it feathered on Rhodia, I think. So I don't know.
Wow. That's something.
But I mean, yeah. I mean, those Tomoe River notebooks, they are always fun, and the bigger the nib, the better. I think that's sort of that's the thing for me at least.
I've already pulled out my Nakaya, and that's going to be the first pen I write on it with. So I guess that means the first ink's going to be Emerald of Chivor.
Yeah, I mean, glitter inks are pretty nice on that paper. That's true. Yeah, you can see. Yeah, because it basically can't move into the paper, so you have all the glitter on top.
You can see all the glitter.
Yeah,
all the glitter. Speaking of glitter inks, though, this last bullet point in our notes, what's up with that?
Last bullet point in our notes. Yes, yeah. So I built this tiny website called fountainpencompanion.com where people can track their inks and pens and what they've currently inked. And as of today, there's like 530 accounts, and they all together have over 30,000 inks tracked, which is pretty cool.
So 30,000 total entries.
Entries, yeah, not
okay.
Distinct inks.
How many distinct inks?
Well, there's the real number, and then there's the number the system thinks that are distinct. I don't know the real number. The system says it's like 4,600 distinct inks, but this is like, I doubt that this is true. I would say something in the range of 3,000, I would say.
So who's the current leader as far as leaderboard goes for that?
True, the leaderboards.
asking those hard-hitting questions.
So overall, total, it's Denise. and Jesse is second.
Man, Jesse, you're going to have to get on that.
But Jesse is first for samples, of course.
Why does that not surprise me?
and Denise is second. So yeah. As for number of bottles, it's Yvgenii, and then the fourth thing I'm tracking is the number of different brands, and that's Anna, the European Anna.
Oh, okay. I was about to say European Anna or the one with the pink hair.
Yeah, the one with the pink hair is number 7 in with bottles.
Oh wow! For some reason, I thought that would actually be a little higher. I don't know. Maybe that's just because she works with Van Ness at pretty much every pen show. So I was kind of thinking maybe those two would go hand in hand. But I don't know. Maybe if you work with ink at every pen show, you kind of you already know what it looks like, and you don't need to have it in your collection unless you're really going to use it.
Oh yeah, I don't know, but she's still in the top 10. So
that's a pretty good milestone.
Yeah.
How's your Patreon doing?
Well, it's about the same. No, I think. But yeah, I mean, this is pretty cool anyway, because this 100% covers the server costs.
And that's the important thing. As long as you're actually able to keep doing it without having to accrue any kind of debt to do so, it leaves more money for fountain pens.
Yeah, maybe I would have only bought 8 without that money, right?
Oh my goodness, Urban. Oh wow. With I think you need to go back to bed.
Maybe that's a good idea, yeah.
So where can people find you online?
So best is probably Instagram, so Urban Hafner. I may or may also not appear on Twitter sometimes. And then, of course, as user number 1 and on FPC.INK. And where can they find you?
Well, they can find me on Twitter and Instagram at the Inktwell and theinktwell.com. And they can find both of us on Patreon, you at patreon.com/fountainpencompanion, and me at patreon.com/theinktwell.
All right.
Well, it's been another fun morning. I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Bye.